How would you describe sports psychology to somebody who's never heard of it before?
Well, it's about maximising on yourself. It's about dealing with your own doubts, fears and anxieties. About letting the positive you defeat the negative you. Because really psychology is a battle of you versus you. We think the opposition's over there in the other dressing room, but actually it's in here.
And English coach is Bill Beswick from Manchester. This side of yours is unbeaten thus far. Do you think that they can maintain it tonight?
Well, it won't be for want of trying. It's a good record to have, and it's a tough one to maintain, New Zealand in New Zealand, but it's going to be a great game.
There, in fact, all of these top 4 teams have been remarkably close. Were you confident at any stage that you could win it?
I think you give it your best shot. It's a bit like Rocky 1, 2 and 3. You go out there, you prepare, and you give it your best shot. And that's what we said today. We had a team meeting. We said we're going to give it our best shot.
Who am I going to be today? Am I going to be my best self or my weaker self? So a lot of my psychology with teams and athletes and coaches comes down to fighter versus victim. We have a choice. There's a good story. Clint Eastwood was playing golf, and his partner, this last year, his partner said, "Clint, how old are you?" He said, 88. He said, 88 on Monday. And his partner said, "Wow, that's wonderful. What are you doing?" He said, "I'm starting a new movie." He said, "How do you do it?" He said, "I wake up every morning and don't let the old man in." And that's life. We wake up every morning and make a decision who we're going to be. I've got Parkinson's disease, so getting up in the morning is not so easy for me. Getting dressed is not so easy. I have to make a decision. Am I going to be a fighter today, or am I going to be a victim? And that's what fascinates me with sports psychology. And I suppose, in a nutshell, sports psychology is deciding whether you're going to be a fighter or a victim. And my 3 questions are: what do you want? How badly do you want it? And how much are you willing to suffer? And very often, everything revolves around the first question: what do you want? Because a lot of people are unclear what they want from life. They don't sit down and think through. We are writing our own life story every day, and yet we don't think about it. Who do we want to be? Where do we want to live? What life do we want to lead? When we've finished our life, come to the end of our life and look back, what do we want to say that we've done? So, what do you want is a very powerful question. And then if an athlete says, "I want to be the best, Bill," fine. How badly do you want it? Because you've got to pay a price to be the best. The best pay a big price. You've got to work harder, you've got to commit more, you've got to take more responsibility, you've got to deal with more ups and downs. And if we can deal with that question, how much are you willing to suffer? Because I work with gold medal champions, and they suffer every day. They work enormously hard. They sacrifice enormous things in order to get that success.
So if as long as they're not pushing up against that and it's not creating a mental struggle, they're allowed to sort of extend themselves through pain. And I think you use the word obsession then. Obsession, I mean, you see it in athletes all the time. That's okay to have an obsession with a goal.
Obsession's a difficult word for me, because I think a focus on a goal is a better word. It's more controlled, more legitimate. So I think obsession means you lose control of the process. Focus is you're more in control of the process. As long as I feel the athlete's in control of what they're trying to achieve, I'm fairly happy with that. It's when they start to lose control and they lose their reason why. Because very often an athlete continues into the pain barrier because of the people around them. They don't want to let people down. They themselves would be comfortable stepping out and saying, "That's it, I've done enough." But they persist because of the pressure of their support group.
So obviously you've worked with a lot of athletes. What is, when you say about pay the price, the pain that they go through, how does that look for somebody like a gold medal winner?
It looks like an everyday commitment where you wake up every day and say, just like Clint Eastwood, you say, today I'm going to be a champion. I work with Adam Peaty, the gold medal swimmer, and he arrives at the swimming pool at 6 o'clock in the morning, and before he goes in he stops and says, today I will train like a champion. And he trains for 2 hours like a champion. Nobody in the pool can get near him. He works so hard. And he comes back again at 6 o'clock in the evening, and he stops outside the arena and says, tonight I'm going to train like a champion. And he trains like a champion. I gave a talk some years ago when Adam was a bit younger about attitudes to training. And I said, there's various types of attitudes to training. There's the just turn up, so that you get athletes who just turn up. It's training tonight, I'll just turn up. You get athletes who turn up to compete, or turn up to train, turn up to train. They'll turn up, they'll do the requisite amount of work, but that's it. Athletes who turn up to compete, they put a bit more effort in, they try to be the best amongst their group. Then there's the athletes who train to win. They train every day, every session, so that they win on match night. And then, I remember saying to Adam's group, there are just those very few players who train to dominate. They train so hard that winning is inevitable on race night. And Adam said, that clicked with me. I decided I was going to train to dominate. So he said, when I go into the Olympic final, I know I'm going to win. I know I've done more than anybody else. I feel so good.
If you was looking at an athlete, I know there's so much that goes into the psychology, but how would you have them work on themselves to start off with? Like, what's the first few things they'd start to look at?
What do you want? How badly do you want it? How much are you willing to suffer?
With the what do you want, is there any exercises they can do, like write down goals? Is there anything that you recommend personally?
There's an exercise in my latest book which says, who am I? And it is a written exercise. You write down, I mean, it starts with a dream. If you don't have the dream, then you're not really going to go anywhere, but you have a dream. And then I have to help them translate the dream into commitment. And then translate the commitment into belief, into action, into challenge, into resilience, into fighter mentality. So it's a process, but there are many exercises, but they're all the same. They're reframing your thinking from negative to positive. They're all saying, I remember doing an exercise with the England women's soccer team, and they were guilty of negative self-talk. They talked themselves down. So I gave them an exercise where I would give them a negative and they would have to shout out a positive. We're not good enough. We're great. And the best one was, we're never going to win today. And the answer came out, we're going to win because we're the meanest bitches on this field today. And I just cheered and clapped them. That's